Hi, my name is Jason Shi, and this is my independent study web scraping project. So, what is web scraping? In a nutshell, it's just getting information from websites, or at least that's what I did. So, in order to do that, I use a Python package called Selenium, and you just pip install it. So, my goal was to get information from its learning, but first you have to log in. So, if I run this Python script, it opens a Google Chrome for me, put this on the right. So you have to log in first. You have to type in your username. You have to type in your username, basically your email, and your password. Click next, and then log in, basically. So I need Selenium to type in these text boxes right here, like the ones I'm typing right now. These texts. I need to type my email and password into there. So as you can see, Selenium is well known for HTML elements, using HTML elements. So I could just do the inspect elements and highlight over this. So this input, this is a tag called input. The type is called email. The name is called login format, an ID, and the class is called whatever this is. So Selenium can find elements through various methods. So it can find elements through the tag name, which is called input, and it can find just by name, or it can find by ID or by class name. The most specific and most accurate to find the elements with Selenium is by ID. ID is unique. It's by itself. No other element would have the same ID. At least that's what I think, because that's what I see. So I can use this ID right here, and if I go to my code, I can show you. This is the user method. So this is for my username, putting in my email. So it asks for an input, and I don't need to type @ccisd, which is pretty convenient. I just only type my ID, and this is the ID, same ID as this one right here. So it just finds the element. It finds the element by ID, and then I use a class called keys. I imported keys, and I can send keys into this into this text box, and it's from username, which is basically my ID, and with @ccisd.net, which is right here. It's from that, and I can do keys.enter. Basically, it's pressing the enter key. So what that means, I don't really need to press next at all. So I can log in right now. 0001, and it logs in perfectly. But I counted I guess like an error with this, because there were instances where I don't want to type. Let's say I don't want to type my passwords right. Like I just type in some random stuff, so it's wrong. Okay, like I just go back, right, which is fine. Everything's fine. But let's say I want to type my ID, but there were instances where I typed my email wrong. So it's supposed to be 4369, but I can type in 68. And it works. That's not my email, but the email exists still. So what I did, I can type in the right pass. I can type in my actual password, but it's still not my email, so it wouldn't recognize that. So what it did, it just restarted the whole thing. That's why it goes to the username instead of just asking me to retype the password, because I can't tell that it's their email or it's even the right password for that email. So I just type in so that was the error I faced. So I just type in my email. Type my email. I already did. Okay, I'll just do the same one. Type my password, and I log in. So now I'm logged into It's Learning. Now I have a console showing. The console shows navigator, so it's just showing. I can type in some input, and I can type in anything, literally anything. It just says it's not really a command, and I can type in more input. I can even type in like an actual command in there, but it can't find the path specify if you don't do that. But either way, what I'm trying to basically say is I'm not really going to go over how the inputs or the error handling works, because like the error handling as like, oh, it's not recognized as an internal external command or cannot be found for the path specified. It's just a lot of else if, and else statements and while loops in there. Overall, I just covered errors, covered stuff, my the whole thing of like, what if I type this by accident, or what if I type this wrong? What if the user just types in random stuff, and that's what happens? So basically, it's just inputs, but with a lot of countermeasures, so there's no errors and it doesn't break the code. So the reason why I put navigator in here, because if I go to command prompt, it has user jshi and stuff like that. I just wanted to put navigator because eventually what I'm going to do is, like, when you go to cd desktop, it goes to desktop. I'm going to do the same thing. So it's going to be like cd, it's going to be navigator, I think, yeah, / courses / and then the specific course and everything else like that. So what I wanted to do first was, since I'm logged into learning, right? What I wanted to do first, I see these tabs, right? This whole tab. I see these categories like home, courses, groups, calendar, Clear Creek ISD, SSO portal, help. Like, I wanted to list those out, just like how, command prompt can list stuff out. So if I type in dir, it lists everything out, or I can go to, git bash, type ls, it lists everything out. And I can have an options to choose from. So the code for the options, I made a method. So options. Okay, this is a really, I guess, like, I was still a novice back then. I didn't really know how to, like, make anything efficient or do anything, have a better solution to it. But what I found when I expect element, and I highlight over these, yep. Oh, it's these, yes. This one, home, is in this li tag. If I highlight over this one, courses is also in this li tag. And I'll highlight over this. Groups is also in this li tag. So I noticed they all have this li tag in them. So what I basically did was make an array of all the li tags in this HTML element in here. So I have an empty string. I made a for each loop, and then I got the text of each li element. So basically saying, like, the text as in, like, home, courses, groups, calendar, all that stuff. And I made it print it out. And for some reason, like, if I like print out home, it has like 50 next lines. It has so many next lines. It's just a huge gap between them. So what I did was use some string methods, string.strip, replace next line. Oh crap. Next line. And I don't know why I did replace again. It works still, okay. But either way, I just use a lot of string methods so I can use it. So what I need to type is the command. If I go to my cmd.txt, it was list, yeah. List. If I type in exit, it just closes everything down. That's all you need to know. So list. So home, courses, groups, calendar, Clear Creek ISDs, SSO portal, help. And these stuff, they don't really matter. I just separated them. Like, there are 19 notifications, 3 messages, and my name. Like, I'm not going to do CD notifications. That's not a thing I wanted to do. But these are the ones I only wanted to use. So now I've listed it out. Maybe I want to click or cd on a specific tab. In command prompt, you can do cd. I guess I'll go to workspace. So cd workspace, and I go to workspace. I wanted to do the same thing here. So I have a command cd, and it says cannot find or find the path specified. Basically, it couldn't find the directory. So after I listed it out, I need to type in home or courses or groups. So let's say I want to type in cd home. I went home, and let's type by cd groups. I went to groups, and then let's say if I type in cd home again, and I went back home. So that's basically what happens. So what has specifically happened, I have methods for each and every one of the tabs. So cd home, cd courses. So I have a try, and finally. So it finds the element by class name. It's not the most accurate class name, but it's good enough. Like, it's kind of unique by itself. So I find the element by class name, and then I click it. Same thing for CD course. I find the element by XPath. I'll explain more about XPath later, but it finds the element regardless. And I click it. Oh yeah, see, I've worked on more of the the course tab instead, but I'll go over that later. And then Same thing for the other ones. CD oh wait, no, that's not it. CD groups, go to groups, click it. Yeah, pretty much it. Oh no, yeah, it has to click on two things. Because I go to groups, I wanted to click on all groups. So that's why it has to click on two things. Click, click. Yep. CD calendar, same thing for that one. That works also. So I can navigate. So I can navigate through each tab, and now these categories such as like home, courses, groups, calendars. I didn't really care about those. They don't really have any useful information except the courses category, which is this one. This is the only useful one that contains a lot of information in it. So I mainly worked in the course tab. So I just need to type in CD courses. Okay. So this is when I actually put like navigators / courses. So you always know where you are, just like how command prompt does it. So I'm in courses now. So what I want to do next is now list out the courses. I couldn't get the elements here to work. These elements here, like I inspected an element. Yes, I did highlight over everything, and then I tried to get the information from here. I know there's IDs, and these IDs are unique to each other. It didn't work. Like it's just throwing like errors, like oh, couldn't find it. It's like as if these are not text at all. They're just like I don't know, just something else. But either way, so I that was one of the errors I went through. But I realized that if you click courses, there's a drop down menu, and it already has all the courses here. And I wondered I can get information from here, and I can. So this is where I'm gonna explain XPath. So if I do Control Shift I, oh wait, open courses, and I highlight over this. So it's an LI element, good to know. And oh yeah, I'm just explaining XPath. So if I go here, copy XPath, open a notepad because those are useful. So as you can see, it goes to nav1, UL, LI, 3, div. So what is happening here is it goes from up top to bottom. It goes from this ID, wherever that is, and it goes to nav1, which is right here, nav1. I think it's this one, and it goes to UL, wherever that is, this one I think, and div. And it goes div. Basically, it just goes. It goes through this whole pathway to finally find this one. So if I go to a different one and I copy that one, they both are in the same category except at the very end. So this goes to the same one, same ID, goes to the same nav1 UL li3, except this one. And I noticed that only these two number changes. So like it goes to 1, 2, and then if I keep going, it'll go to 3, it'll go to 4, 5. And those 3, 4, 5, it corresponds to AP Calculus, Chinese 4, and Macro. So I decided to take this whole thing since Selenium can use XPath, I took this whole thing as a string and only changed the number in here. So I left that blank, and I went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's basically what I did. As you can see, it's literally like it's just showing what the specific element. So yeah, what I did, I made a while loop to list out all those courses. So if I go to my CD course, this is my method. After I went into the course directory, I made a while loop into this. So I had to ask myself, when will it stop? But after I loop through all these courses, because the only difference is it's just the numbers inside. So to loop through all these courses. So I had to tell myself, when should I stop listing the courses, or like because like there's a limit to it. So in Selenium, there's a common exception called Timeout Exception. So if I try to make Selenium find this element, it's not gonna keep going and try to find it and then just keeps going. It's actually gonna throw a timeout exception, and I use a try and except. If it can't find the element, accept the exception, the timeout exception, and break out of that loop. So it stops listing the courses. So the only thing that changes is the number inside of here. So I don't need any of these. That's the only thing that changes. So if I type in the command for inside courses, CD courses, I can do back. I can list. That's what it was. list. What? Oh no. Oh wait. I think. Oh, I actually clicked this open initially. You can't. I shouldn't be like messing around in here, but I'm just doing for the purpose of learning and showing you what I have. So I should close. I should leave this closed, and then. Oh my god, I have to restart this whole thing. Yeah, I have to restart this whole thing because I broke it. I'm not supposed to be clicking in there. Ideally, you don't want the user to click in there if you still want this to use this navigation. So I type my username, wait for a password, and I just do CD courses. CD courses, but I don't have to type list anymore because I know it's courses. So I want to list out the courses now. I don't have the drop down menu open and list out every course, just like that. And then it's searching course number 14. I have 13 courses in there. It's searching course number 14, and it can't find it. So it's done listing, and breaks out of the loop. So, so now I listed everything. Now I could just do the simple thing of clicking. Oh wait, I forgot to mention one more major error that I have faced. In Selenium, I can get the text of this no problem. I can see independent study, anatomy. I can see AP Calculus, AP Chinese 4, and macro. But Selenium, even if the element does exist, if you see here, if I go here, AP Lits, and I cover it up, it does not see it anymore. It looks like a blank text, and it is a blank text. So it can't find the elements in here. So this brings up a new topic where this is what I learned. I learned more of things called action chains. Action chains is the solution to this problem, at least. So action chains are literally a chain of actions. They can do things like drag, drop, open new tabs, double click, delete tabs, but most importantly, it can find elements. So when I make an object from the class action chains, I can tell it to perform a double click on the link and then open an image in a new tab. But that's just another example. So what I did use action chains for, I asked it to find the elements. So I wanted to find li whatever 1 2 3 4 5. I wanted to find li 6. So what it does, it goes through it and then it scrolls down for me, and then it shows li 6, which is this one, and then it keeps going li 7, li 8, li 9, and all the way up to 13, and all the way up to 14 actually, but it just can't find 14, so it doesn't really matter. So that's what action chains does, and it just basically scrolls down for me. Because if it didn't, it'll just show a blank line. That's just how Selenium works. It needs to be visible. So now I have a list of all the courses. This is just a simple thing. I just type in click and a number. I click 5 or I'll click independent study. It's number 1. Okay, wow. Click 1, and that's just the simple stuff where it's like, oh, find this element. Except I used an action chain with it, obviously, but it's just find the element, click it, and I clicked it, and there, I'm in independent study now. So what I wanted to do next was list out the tabs. Oh yeah, it went to 360 reports. I'll explain later why I did that. But either way, I wanted to list out overview, plans, resources. Those are the 3 main things that all teachers use. So I wanted to list them out. And I had to inspect element. I just did the same process over and over again. I went over this and see what this was. Found this. And I decided to use XPath because XPath is just as good as finding the ID. And some of these elements don't even have an ID on them. They just have a role and then a class. With the on click, I guess, but XPath is just as good as using by finding element by ID. So I can list out these categories just fine. It's the same concept, action chains and all that. So if I type in list, overview, plans, resources, Fallout reports, 360. I did not use Fallout reports, 360 reports or more. I didn't use any of these. These are the main things that people use either way. So I can type in cd overview. Overview, yep. And I can type in cd courses. Oh no, wait, no, I'm stupid. I have to go back. cd resources. It's not even courses in the first place. I spelled resources wrong. Oh my god, I can't spell. There we go. cd resources, and it goes to resources. So everything works fine. But I also wanted to go back, like what I explained to you, like my commands. I wanted to go back. How do I go back to courses, back to home, and all that stuff? I just type in command prompt. You can do the same thing. cd dot dot cd dot dot, and you went back twice. I wanted to do the exact same thing. So in Selenium, they had this convenient method of just pressing the back button right here. It just goes back like that. I shouldn't be doing that, but I'm just showing you the example. And that's basically what I did. I just I just told in Python my input, if I put in back, if I put in the word back, it'll just press the back button. God, that's like alliteration. But either way, it just goes back, and it goes back to 360 reports, which is just the course. It's not in overview. It's not in plans. It's not in resources, which is what it's showing right now. CD Navigator courses, and it's in course 1. Although I ran into a problem when testing these errors, like I'll use this Google Chrome that it didn't work because I already broke it. So if I go to independent study, it goes to overview automatically, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that because like when I press back, I only need one back. I only need to go back once. Oh no, wait. What I should probably show you the step by step. It goes to courses, and then it goes to independent study. So if I do cd overview, it should be navigator 1, the navigator, the first course, and overview. So I click overview, right? That's basically what it does. And I press back once. It should still be in navigator courses, course 1. It should still be in there, but it's in the list of courses now, which is not what I want. So I go to like, I don't know, like anatomy. Yeah, anatomy. Okay, but either way, what's happening? It automatically goes to it goes to resources automatically. It's not in overview. So if I type in cd resources, and I only need it should be navigator courses course 2, and the cd resources, and I press back. It goes to course, not course 2. But if I type in cd overview, and I press back, it's still in the same course. It's still in course 2. And I type it back again, it goes back to courses. So how I solved that problem was basically what you saw. It automatically goes to 360 reports. Once you get into a course, I make it click 360 reports automatically. That's like the one thing I wanted to do. So you have that consistency of like throughout the whole courses, they all start in the same place. So I can press back, I only need to press back twice. So if I do cd overview, I press back once, back twice. Oh wait, I messed it up. Okay, back once. I'm supposed to press back twice, okay? I think I messed everything up already. That's why I don't encourage clicking into here. I'm supposed to be in course 1. So I'm supposed to be in 360 report, okay. But I'm supposed to press back twice, and I go back to the list of courses. Okay, so yeah, I just go back, and I can just do the same thing. I can still continue. I can go to, if I show you my all the commands, just back and back. Should be at the home page or groups. Okay, well, I'm back here. This is basically their overall page. And so that's pretty much everything I have. The main thing I wanted you to take away with this is the logical thinking. It helped me a lot of developing solution for the errors I faced. You need to like experiment and ask questions to yourself. And I only showed you the major errors. I haven't even showed you the minor errors. And those minor errors, like, I mean, like, there's such like those minor errors, like I only need to do like a small thing to fix them, but I didn't know how. Like they seem so big to me, but in the reality, they're just really small fixes to it. So I did not show you those. Another thing to take away from this video is to learn. The documentation tutorial videos made it really easy to understand. Stack Overflow was especially helpful because it opened like possibilities, like, oh, you can do this. Maybe how do I do this? It's like, oh, you can do this. There's multiple solutions that I never considered, and overall, I created a web scraping application for its learning. So I've learned a lot. I found easier methods, algorithms, and other ways to get information from sites compared to what I started out. Because there's nothing wrong with being like stressed out and not knowing what to do. That is part of the learning process. Giving up is probably the worst thing to do because I would have not gotten this far. I wouldn't, if I gave up on just like the little errors or the big errors, even the major errors that I mentioned, I wouldn't have gotten this far and gained the knowledge to overcome those errors again, because now I know what to avoid and how to fix those things. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something from this.